So about less than 24 hours ago, Jump Festa happened, and as we've all been anticipating, there has been that big Naruto panel that happened at it. There was no announcement of Storm Connections. Now, I did say in one of my previous videos that when we're gonna approach Jump Festa or we're checking out Jump Festa, to not get our hopes too high about Storm Connections being announced, because there was a chance that it wouldn't be. And lo and behold, it didn't get announced. In fact, they actually just announced a bunch of stuff that not a lot of us were really particularly interested in. Some people found it very underwhelming. I kind of found like the whole gallery and the art pieces and the character show-offs kind of neat, but other than that, yeah, no, it was overall a very underwhelming panel. Safe to say, I actually didn't really check out all of it.
What do you mean by that?
So what does this mean for Storm Connections? Does it mean that we're not going to get an announcement or whatever? Well, okay, let's just go over a couple of things and let me clarify some things and let me just verify some things for you. Storm Connections hasn't been announced. The date of me currently doing this video and having it uploaded to YouTube is the 18th of December. Senju did say a little while ago that if Storm Connections is going to be announced by Bandai and CC2, it will be this year. However, he did say that it's going to be delayed. So if we're going to be expecting a realistic announcement of this game, it is going to be sometime in January, maybe February, and then we won't be expecting a game release until much later in the year, thus probably giving us a release for 2023. Now, we've seen a very hopeful post on Twitter very recently, so we're actually going to check that out together.
Yeah, boy.
So again, as I keep saying in my videos, if you are on Twitter and you're not following Senju in Japan, literally the handle is right there. Be sure to follow him, turn on notifications. This man is literally our savior when it comes to gaming news and anime gaming news in particular. But anyways, Naruto is what we're mainly interested in, and that's what we're all talking about. So Piroshi, which is a staff member at CC2, I'm already following the man. He has made this post. Now, it is all in Japanese, a mixture of hiragana, katakana, kanji. Cannot understand a word of it, or I can read bits and pieces due to me learning hiragana lately, but you know, I can read no. But that's pretty much about it. If we come here, there's a translated. Now, I don't know if Senju translated it, or I don't know if someone else, but anyways, big shout out to Senju for actually just posting this. This is extremely helpful. So Piroshi says, for the first time since the beginning, due to certain circumstances, I haven't participated in Jump Festa, and I've been shutting myself up and silently checking the game under development by myself. This is the key. An important point that the president's check at the end of the final stage affects the performance of the game. With that in mind, I put my heart and soul into summarizing the correction instructions. It gets interesting again. Oh boy. Oh man. This is actually kind of juicy. Let's just dissect the tweet a little bit. He says, for the first time since the beginning, due to circumstances, he hasn't participated in Jump Festa. Meaning, with this picture and the controller and everything, and the computers, and there's a laptop there with an RTX graphics card in. That's a very key detail to look at. Pretty important for game development, I'd assume, right? He's obviously testing a game. He's playing through it, he's testing mechanics, which is, if you think about it, CC2 probably gets criticized on this the most when it comes to Storm. I don't know about other games. I haven't played Kakarot, and I haven't really played any of CC2's other games. I've played one of the Dot Hat games, but that's pretty much about it. I know that the main criticism that CC2 would get is, oh, this Naruto game is buggy, or this Storm, entry is buggy because of X reasons. It's not being tested. Where's the testing? So it seems like Piroshi has been listening, and if this is related to Storm Connections, because he hasn't actually mentioned that this is about Storm Connections. Again, let's remain realistic. Let's remain open. He's testing something. He mentioned Jump Festa. So this is an anime game for sure, made by CC2. Let's just assume for now that this is based on Storm Connections. And he is taking all the criticism and advice from fans and I don't know, consumers alike about testing Storm. So instead, while the panels were going on at Jump Festa, this man was sat in his office in Tokyo, straight up, just testing Storm Connections with this controller, making sure that mechanics are working as intended. He's probably trying to find bugs right now as we speak, and is probably trying to make sure that the game is going to be running smooth. Again, I'm also remaining open-minded that this might not even be about Connections. This post could be about any game that CC2 are probably developing. He actually goes on to say how important it is, to check on the final stage of the performance of the game, which is extremely important. I feel like that's maybe something that CC2 are now prioritizing more. So this will probably come in conjunction with what Senju is saying about the announcement being delayed. So I'm sure they wanted to announce connections a lot sooner, but they probably didn't feel comfortable announcing connections until proper testing has been done. He's basically expressing that he's putting his heart and soul into this and making sure that whatever instructions he has is being seen through to the end, and that they're not cutting any corners, and that whatever is being developed in this picture with this controller that's being used to help test this development is going to be just flawless, is going to go top notch, and everything is going to turn out nice and peachy for this new Storm game that we're hoping is just literally right around the corner. This comes in conjunction with what Sendry's been saying about how, you know, the announcement is going to get delayed, and then the fact that this man is saying how I've had to miss out on Jump Festa, I am putting my heart and soul into this, shows that he is putting a lot of time and effort into testing something. And obviously if a game is being developed, this is the type of thing that would delay an announcement. There's one more thing to consider. CC2, a member from CC2, has actually stated in a video before how they had a little bit of, what's the word to use here? Just like a small spike, a small issue with Bandai, because Bandai gave them a deadline in order to, I think, either release or announce Storm 4, I think it was. And it was a little later than anticipated due to some issues on CC2's end. If this is about Storm connections and everything, and they're currently trying their best to test things, they're probably doing it as diligently and as best as they can, because I'm sure Bandai is probably giving them, if Bandai still are the publishers, oh wait, no, they are the publishers, what am I thinking about? Bandai are probably giving them another deadline, and CC2 cannot disappoint this time, right? You know, he do it the first time, he can't do it again, right? So CC2 are probably now really working their absolute best to make sure that this deadline gets reached, which with a lot of games these days, that's a lot to ask for. But I just wanted to make this quick and easy video just to say to you guys that although Storm Connections did not actually get announced at Jump Festa, this is a beacon of hope right here. Be sure to follow Sanjay in Japan for more news on Twitter. That is where I'm getting all my information, and I'm relaying it onto you guys. And I also just want to bring out what I know about CC2 from their past developments, what I'm seeing from this, what I'm gaining from this. I'm trying to clarify a lot of the bigger picture as to what's going on with Connections. Storm Connections, basically, the game is still being a thing. It's still a thing. It's not going to be announced, right? It's just being delayed for the reasons that you see on the screen. That's it. If you guys have any thoughts, any questions, any comments, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below of the video. Be sure to drop a like, it really helps out the channel. And there'll be more videos based on Connections and more videos based on our current Storm game that we're playing through at the moment. And yeah, man, I just thought I'd drop in with that and just keep everybody in the hive, in the clear. That's all I have to say for today. As always, it's been your boy Poison Akami. Janet.